We are the guardians of the past and the present, for the future demands that we preserve that which helped shape our nation. The long walk to freedom was accomplished by an extraordinary man. Come and live that experience and share his achievement. The people of the Eastern Cape extend a warm and friendly welcome to one of South Africa's most unspoiled areas, a vast stretch of undulating hills, sparkling rivers, lush forest and spectacular beaches. The Wild Coast is the rugged, remote, fairly unpopulated stretch of South African coastline between East London and Port Edward. This stretch of some 280 kilometers of cliff faces, perfect beaches and rich tidal estuaries is situated between the Mtamvuna River in the north and the Great Kai River in the south. Inland to the west lie the Stormberg and Drakensberg mountain ranges, descending to the Indian Ocean in the east. The Nelson Mandela Route and Museum was officially opened in the year 2000, exactly 10 years after Mandela's release from prison. Initial discussion and planning led to the establishment of 3 interrelated sites: Mvezo in the Mbashe Valley, Bunu, and the Bunga building in Umtata. The development of this important national heritage site and museum is an integral part of one of South Africa's most beautiful tourist destinations. Every nation in the world holds sacred their culture, their values, and their history. And there was no more fitting place than here, in the countryside, where Nelson Mandela first experienced the world to establish a place of learning and remembrance. Nelson Mandela himself insisted that the museum should not be a tribute dedicated to him, but should rather serve as a catalyst and springboard for the upliftment and development of the local community. The Bunga building in Umtata is where the story of the life and times of one of South Africa's greatest sons is depicted. After his release from Robben Island, and after having become the first democratically elected president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela received honors and gifts from over 50 countries that symbolize the high esteem and admiration that he has inspired among the international community. The collection includes objects, many priceless, but these only take on meaning for the visitor when they understand the symbolism behind each gift, the story behind each token, a global appreciation of great deeds. In accepting the gifts, the former president always indicated that he did so on behalf of all of the people of South Africa, and further expressed the wish that the gifts be kept in safekeeping for the benefit and appreciation of the nation. More important to some is the Nelson Mandela collection of manuscripts, including The Long Walk to Freedom and other writings from as far back as 1961. These include documents describing his life on Robben Island. This fine collection is a valuable source of research and study, attracting academics and students from all parts of the world. Take the long gravel road to Mvezo for a truly unique experience, the site of Nelson Mandela's birthplace. An open-air museum set in the lush green Mbashe Valley at Mvezo, surrounded by indigenous trees, plants, herbs and wild berries. These stark ruins, the remains of the homestead where Ma Nosakeni gave birth to her son, Rolihlahla Dalibunga Mandela, bear witness and symbolize the beginnings of a personal journey that had an astounding influence on a nation and the course of history. The site that overlooks green rolling hills and the Mvuse River is remote, silent. After leaving Mvezo, Chief Mpakanyiswa, Nelson Mandela's father, settled in Bunu with his 4 wives and children including the young boy Rolihlahla. In later years, Nelson Mandela described Qunu as a place of rolling hills where he spent the happiest years of his life as a young person, stick fighting, molding clay oxen, and playing traditional games in the open veldt. For the visitor, Qunu is central to the understanding of Nelson Mandela. Here, as a young boy, he swam in the river and started his education. He was given the name Nelson by his teacher on his first day at school, despite the fact that Nelson had no meaning to him or the clan. However, in the distant future, the whole world would know that name. Today, the museum site at Qunu displays and holds the spirit of the African way of life. The curators have succeeded in fulfilling Madiba's wish and have created a museum for the people in order to tell their stories in their own way.
I want to say to you, on behalf of South Africa, thank you, my father.
Alongside the N2 route is Mandela's current home, where he entertains a steady stream of people from the neighboring villages when he's in residence. All over the world come here to learn and experience the way that Nelson Mandela spent his formative years through structured educational and recreational programs. This exciting project, which includes walking trails, youth camps, and discussions that explain human rights and nation building, is proving popular with young people. Qunu provides a unique museum experience with top-class accommodation and facilities to cater for school groups or conferences. Local women have benefited by offering catering and hospitality services. Visitors can also experience the traditional village way of life. The people are warm and friendly and eager to share their culture. Others are finding a market for articles made from beadwork, pottery, and basketwork. Traditional arts and crafts unique to the region are growing in popularity. The Wild Coast is a family and adventure destination. Mthatha is served by an airport and a good infrastructure of roads between the major centers. The development of the Mbashe corridor ensures a true African experience with scenic hiking trails and bird watching sites. From fishermen's hideaways to fully serviced hotels, there's a range of accommodation along the Wild Coast to suit all tastes and budgets. Just 60 kilometers away, where the Mbashe flows into the Indian Ocean, experience the beauty of a coast unequaled in the world. This pristine environment and that which it holds gives the visitor an experience they never forget. You are invited to take to the trail and venture through our land, our history, and we will provide an inspiring journey through the life and times of Madiba that will stay with you forever.